Hari Om everyone. Today's shloka is 2.45. Let me recite it. Trai-guṇya-viṣhayā vedā nistrai-guṇyo bhavarjuna nirdvandvo nitya-sattva-sto niryogo kshema atmavan. The Vedas deal with the three modes of material nature, O Arjuna. Rise above the three modes to the state of pure spiritual consciousness, freeing yourself from dualities, eternally fixed in truth, and without concern for material gain and safety, be situated in the self, Trai-guṇya, of the three modes of material nature, Viṣhayaha, subject matter, Vedaha, Vedic scriptures, Nistrai-guṇyaha, above the three modes of material nature, transcendental bhava, be, Arjun, nirdvandvaha, free from dualities, nitya sattva staha, eternally fixed in truth, niryoga kshemaha, unconcerned about gain and preservation, Atmavan, situated in the self. Each of us can come up with our understanding of this shloka. Who wants to go first?
Maybe I will call the way I see.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
With Deepa ji.
Yes, sir. In this shloka, Krishna actually asks Arjuna to go beyond the three gunas, that is sattva, rajas, and tamas, and free himself from the dualities, to be fixed in truth, without being concerned for the material gain. So to transcend, we have to be always fixed in the truth, and to be free from dualities. Necessary for us to go beyond these three gunas. Krishna is asking Arjuna to go in that path in this shloka. And
yeah, so that's what we see the meaning in the slide, and like how will you say from your life point of view?
all the three gunas are there in me in certain proportions, and this will vary from person to person. So I think I should think of going towards tattva as much as possible. Identify the rajasic and tamasic gunas, and try to develop more sattva guna in me, so that it will help me in the path of spirituality and to be fixed in truth.
Okay. Yeah, we'll come back for more details. Isha ji.
Sir, I need some more time.
Sure. Rajshekhar ji.
I got a sense about the first two. The tamas guna is about caring for only the taking care of the physical body and the hunger. That talks about eat and sleep. And then the second one is about doing action. However, there is me everywhere. I am the person, I am the doer, and things like that. I'm still not clear about the sattva. I would like to listen to others and then to Vijayji to get a more sense of it. So basically, Krishna is saying Arjuna raise above all three and then start operating from the spiritual consciousness. So that's the sense which I get from this.
Okay. So yeah, from the picture, yeah, you brought up the explanation. We'll look into it. And how about the freeing yourself from dualities without concern for material gain and safety?
I think when we take out ourselves out of it, then I think we could kind of start moving away from the duality. Otherwise, like
What duality is this?
we still talk about our personal gain and loss, and then looking out for only me in everything, whether it is in the tamas or it is in the rajas. So when we go beyond that, then we'll start moving towards the next one.
Can you can you think of any example of going beyond your personal gain? Like, is there anything like that which you see or which you have done?
No, I mean operating for the. I'm referring to the within me itself. One is just about caring for the hunger. Just the first one talks about it's about the food and sleep. Okay, nothing else. And then when we go to the Raja, you're still doing some action. However, there is a sense of ego where you're saying that, hey, I am the doer, I am doing all these things. Okay. So the way I'm looking at it is like we need to move beyond these two. And then free ourselves from the dualities.
Yeah. So are you able to relate?
Yes.
Is this applicable to you? And are you able to go beyond?
Oh, definitely, very much.
And
Like Deepaji said, I think all of us have these three within us. However, the degree might vary.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? Or?
No, sir. I'm not getting the case at this point.
Fine. Santoshji, thank you.
Yeah. So the shloka talks about the four Vedas, wherein the four Vedas are focused on getting some quality of benefit from this material world using the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. So with these three gunas, there is a duality in nature. Because of this duality in nature, we get attached to this sattva quality of nature. So we need to be free from this likes and dislikes, that is rajas and rajas and tamas, and focus on the self. Like, whenever the purpose of this life is to, get rid of these three gunas, that is sattva, rajas, and tamas. But being attached to this materialistic world, we do kamya karma, that is desire-oriented actions only we'll be doing. So, and our main focus will be on, domain nature, a kind of materialistic world, achieving this one, achieving that one. So rather than concentrating on kamya karma or desire oriented, we need to do, desirelessly work towards the achieving or doing the karma, which benefit, not expecting any kind of result oriented, nishkama karma. And because of this, until unless we don't leave these qualities, it is very we cannot understand the nature of the oneness with Brahman or Atmajyoti. So whenever we do puja, our focus will be mainly on the kamya karmas. I want to achieve this. We do sankalpa, right? Those sankalpas will be always oriented to the desires what we have. Instead of that, if we focus mainly on the purification of mind, then we can move towards the higher consciousness. Yeah, this is what I understand.
Okay, so is this you came to know about this before itself, or or from this?
Because I go to this Atmajyoti class, right? So
Okay.
from
And
there,
okay, very good, very good. And you are able to go beyond this desire-oriented actions towards desireless.
It's not, I'm in the process of achieving that. Like,
Okay.
we try to be, whenever I say that, sattva, rajas and tamas, and likes and dislike, in this materialistic world, we want to keep it away or stay away from it. But the situation arises wherein we'll be focusing mainly on the body, mind, and intellect, and then again the attachments will come, like likes and dislikes. I want this, I don't want this, I want that. And we are in the process of but yeah, I can distinguish the reality and what is self and what is non-reality, and I'm just in that process. This is what I earlier, that focus was not there, but now I'm able to differentiate the reality and non-reality. This is what I take from this sloka.
Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, very nice. Next is Padmaji. We will come.
So, yeah, I think to a large extent, I agree with what Santoshji said. To go beyond each of us have the three gunas in varying proportions. That is understood. So depending on the proportion, we behave in a certain manner, or we have our, attachments thereby. But here, Krishna is saying that you have to rise above the three gunas. And it is like going towards a purer mind, if you ask me, which is a very, very difficult task, not so easy to accomplish. However, he's also giving us an idea that how we can do this, in the sense that we always experience everything in some kind of contrast, right? So if we are not captivated, or if we are not behaving as per the three gunas, we would not know what it is to be without them as well. It's my understanding. So everyone has these three gunas and they function according to them. But to free oneself from that, we have to fix ourselves in the essential essence of ourselves, like the self, the knowledge of the self. So that way we can get rid of certain dualities that we face day in and day out in all the situations in life, and thereby slowly start detaching ourselves from all the material things that we are chasing after in life. And that way we can also continue to be fixed in the self. And as we continue to practice it, I believe there will be a day when your mind rises above all the three gunas.
Yeah.
That is my understanding, Saramanji.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Practice is the key here.
Yeah.
I'll come back on that. Yeah.
Just I wanted to add, when Padmaji was telling, like, before we attended the AVC class or Atmajyoti class, right? Our focus was mainly on Rajas, Tamas, and Satvik. Satvik was never there. Rajas and Tamas itself, achieve work drastically, achieve something, do something, this one. And again, based on the result, again, either you will be happy or you will be unhappy. And again, chakra was, rotating after, attending that Atmadarshana class and, knowing what are those three gunas, what is the duality of nature, how exactly it works. Now, slowly, the practice has been happening. It's very difficult to come out of this. Even sticking to sattva is also, from achieved to see that self, even sticking to the Brahma, sticking to the sattva is also, foremost, achieving the higher goal is not possible, because in sattva we can do upasana and bhakti yoga, or upasana yoga, but crossing that sattva to achieve towards higher consciousness is what I understood from the classes. And yeah, it's very difficult, but practice is going on as smart world. Again, we get down and again we rise up.
Yeah, agree. I always remember this one example. It's like the dirty vessel, right, which has not been cleaned for many days or weeks, right? It takes a while to clean.
Yes, yes.
And then even after cleaning, you have to continue to clean it, because
Yes,
it will again accumulate dirt. Okay. So yeah.
But cleaning was not there. I mean, we never identified we need to clean. I mean, that was the
Exactly.
situation.
So what
earlier.
is clean and what is that's the knowing the truth. Exactly. Correct.
Thank you, Saravani.
Isha ji.
Sir, nothing in my head as of now to share, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Is it you are not able to connect with this?
Yeah, actually, no.
Okay. Okay. And like any questions from what people have shared so far?
No, I could understand, but it's not, I'm not able to connect what is actually happening.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we have 3 more, and after that we'll come back to you. Shubhaji.
Yeah. In this, the Sattva Guna is represented by Vibhishana, which is the mode of goodness. And Rajas is represented by Ravana, which is the mode of passion. And Tamas is represented by Kumbhakarna, which is mode of ignorance. So what Krishna is saying in all these things is, we have to rise above these 3 gunas, as already everybody has pointed out. We have to rise above these 3 gunas. So how we can do is, we can rise from ignorance to passion, that is from tamas to rajas, and then from passion to goodness, from rajas to sattva. It cannot happen immediately that you go, from tamas you can go to sattva. So it happens gradually. As all of you said, it's a work in progress. So the gunas have to all of us have the amount of gunas what we have. Each of us have different sattva, rajas, and tamas in different proportions. So what Krishna is trying to tell us is, we have to rise above that and find the real truth. So in this, he also talks about, as Santoshji already pointed out, the Vedas contain both ritualistic ceremonies, which is more like materially we are attached. Like I want a house, I want my kids to get into good college, all that. That is one kind of ritualistic knowledge. The other one is divine knowledge, which is like the knowledge of the self. So what Krishna is trying to tell us is, we have to get that knowledge, which is the knowledge of the self. And we should move towards that knowledge so that we can elevate ourselves to the level of absolute truth. That is what Krishna is trying to point to us. Thank you, Saravani.
Very nice, Shubhaji. Yeah, I'll go next. Yeah, as Shubhaji nicely pointed out, again, I see this one sloka almost covers the entire map of the jiva and the world, where each one stands. And the way I see is, at any point of time, if I have to talk from my point of view, okay, which is again, it can be extended to the world, which is at any point of time, I mean, one of these states, which is like I'm ignorant of something, or like I'm passionately doing something, or like I'm in a state of doing the right thing, right? And the point is, how is, like, if I look back, how is my state of mind when I'm ignorant? Like I'm tensed, I'm fearful, confused, right? I can map that to that. I don't know what will happen, right? And in the tamasic, that's tamasic, right? And in the rajasic state, I'm like result oriented. I'm trying to do with some outcome in mind, and that creates some anxiety of like, how will it go? Will it happen? Right? So that's the state when I'm doing something with like in passion. But it is better than the ignorant state where like I don't know. To like here I'm doing with the outcome in mind and like going towards it. While in the sattvic state, again, as Rajshekhar ji was saying, like what is that, right? There it is clearly just following the dharma. Whatever I'm supposed to do, what is right, I'm doing it. There it's just things are clear, and there is no fear, or there is no anxiety, or like there is no confusion there. Okay, so if you and looking at this state, like where would I like to be, right? Always in that state, in a state where it is clear to me and I'm at peace. I'm contented, and like I'm not afraid, or like sweating it out, trying to see how things will work out, right? So and that's how I see that to be able to even guide someone, you cannot just like that guide someone who is in a tamasic state to the sattvic state right away. We have to get them move up one by one, right? And which is what I myself if I have to apply, I will be doing. Which is, for example, I was not clear with the purpose of life, right? And I would say that is ignorance. And now what should I do? I have to act. I have to move, right? And the movement is registered, right? And I'm trying to figure out. Now, once I know, I know that okay, this is real. Brahman alone is satyam. Everything is mithya, and the nature of mithya is changing all the time. It's just an appearance. It gives that clarity. Oh, okay, that's why the world is the way it is. I am the way, this body is the way it is, right? So it gives that clarity, and that came from moving from my ignorance to acting, to know, to learn, and to understanding it, right? So he has put that clearly, and one may wonder like, what is the connection? Why is he talking like this? Because if you go back, how did all this start? With Arjuna being in a confused state, right? He knows what he needs to do, but he was in a confused state, and he could not do his he could not act, he could not do his work. And that's where he turns to Krishna and says like, please guide me, right? And now he needs to be taken to that state where there is clarity. And that's why Krishna is talking about this, that like the three states where each one is there, right? And again, if you see the next line talks about dualities. When we are acting, and like the nature of the world is dual, right? Everything, for everything, we see the duality, light and dark, success and failure, right? Up and down. So happiness, joy and sorrow, right? So anything we do, we are like, one can identify in this side or that side, right? That is, again, he's saying that, he's highlighting that the nature is dual, of the material world is dual. And how do I, and I will take the next one, which is the action is always connected with this material gain and safety, which leads to anxiety and fear, right? How can one get out of this state to a state of where like there is absolute peace in him, right? Knowing what is real, what is truth, and eternally getting fixed in the truth, basically being established in the truth, acting as per the truth, and which is what we are getting through the Atmajyana, knowledge of the self, right? And what is the link to the Vedas? So the Vedas, as we know, the core of the Vedas deal with what we say as the manual for life, how to live, and it talks about like it basically Vedas take one from moving, like it makes one to move, right? You want this, do this, you want that, do that, right? It is necessary for like for one to move from this tamasic state to this rajasic state, right? But then don't stop there, go beyond it, right? Go beyond and try to find out what is the truth. That comes at the end of the Vedas, which is Vedanta, right? And which is and that knowledge is again covered in Bhagavad Gita as well, where in Vedanta, where we see what is the what is the truth, what is the self, what is Atma, what is Brahman. All these knowledge is given, and the reason is that is the final knowledge that basically liberates one from this uh, the infinite bondages we all have, one has with being in the material world. So that way, again, I see there's like this one shloka, like with one shloka is covered almost the entire thing of right from where you are to where you need to go, and like what are the things you will see on the way, the three gunas and the dualities, right? All these things, and then going beyond it to get that conscious, to get get into a state of pure spiritual consciousness. Right? So that's my understanding, and I will turn to Vijayji from here.
Would Ishaji want to share something before we dwell upon it?
Well, was I able to get you some extra information from where you were?
Yes, little has gone into my head.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I feel that's what, when you, this is what I understood from hearing all of you, like the Vedas, or, when you read something which is right, it will actually from that ignorance, it will bring you to passion, and from passion, it will make you to goodness. So that's what the Vedas, I think Shubha ji told about, that's what you gain out of reading Vedas. So I guess here Arjuna says, yes, that's what you gain, but that's not the right book or the right chapter which you should be reading as of now. So leave that part as it is and come to a part where you attain that, something different from what the Vedas is saying. Not that, you have to leave the Vedas, but he is in a place where he is born to do something bigger than that. So I understood this, and obviously whatever you all have been discussing, I think Vijayji can.
Sure, Ishaji. Saravanan ji, with your permission, I would like to share some pictures.
Sure. Vijayji, before you start, I have one question with this.
Yeah.
This food also have influence on this gunas, right?
Absolutely.
Because my wife, whenever I start having onions, she will start shouting, "Don't have onions, your rajas will increase."
So, we'll
So you have to explain this a little more. How does food have?
Yeah. We'll go into that now. Yeah.
Okay, Vijayji, thank you. Continue.
Yeah.
Vijay sir, I just wanted to put in, I think in a layman's word, I mean, we are talking more technically, in the whole, most of the classes, it's more Vedic technicality it is for me personally. But I think we need to give live examples, and if at all, if it's possible, in our personal lives. So what I felt is maybe when you do a donation or like when you help somebody, when you don't expect appreciation, when you don't expect anything and do that help, right? So I think that is what we are talking here. That's what I understood personally. So, we just do our work and just vanish from there. Even the receiver shouldn't even, probably wouldn't even know that we have done it and we try to help, or they shouldn't even know that we have tried to help. Forget about helping and knowing that we have helped.
Very nice. Very nice.
Maybe, I mean, I'm saying, like, maybe we have to, layman's words are more important for me or for most of us. Live examples and layman's words will help a lot.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Sir,
Thank
if
you.
I can say something.
Who is that? Shubhaji.
What Raviji was referring as, Raviji was saying live example, no? We can say that when you are giving a donation without expecting anything in return, that we can call it as Sattva Guna. You are giving donation, but at the same time expecting something in return, like you want your face in the paper and giving all advertisements that I gave this donation, that donation, that is Rajasic. And when the same donation, if somebody comes and asks, when you say, no, I don't want to give, you guys are all fraud, that is Tamasic. So just in simple terms, I just wanted to put it across.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Shubhaji.
Yeah. So let's look at it, why Bhagavad Gita is being taught. Arjuna has some lack of clarity, and because of that lack of clarity, he has fear, he has anxiety. In doing what? In doing whatever he is supposed to do. What was he supposed to do? Fight in the war, right? So that is when Sri Krishna started teaching him about Bhagavad Gita. And what is that he's essentially teaching in Bhagavad Gita? Why there is a confusion in the mind of Arjuna. That confusion is what he needs to address, is it not? That is essentially what Sri Krishna is doing, step by step. So what is that fundamental confusion? We might have seen this picture, but before we jump into today's shloka, just want to set the context. So generally, when you and I, when we look at the world, first of all, it is I who's looking at the world, is it not? And who I think I am this body and I am this mind, right? This is how I think of myself. I have this leg, arm, this brain, whatever, this entire constitution, which I call as body, and some place where I think. So this body and mind is who I think I am. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I am 6 feet tall, I'm 7 feet tall, I am from India, I'm from Pakistan, I am this religion. All this, this entire bundle of whatever I think I am is how, first of all, I define myself. This is the starting point for all of us to look at life. So from here, what is that we see? We see outside, right? What is that outside? Whatever I perceive to be myself, this body, from the standpoint of that, there is something outside. What is that outside? We call as world, right? Everything else is nothing but the world. What is the world consisting of? The world consists of the trees, the plants, the animals, the river, the mountain, so many other people, who I call as my wife, husband, children, my relatives, my fellow Indians, my fellow community people are my enemies. Everybody else, where are they? Everything else, where are they? In the world. And where is this body also? In the world, right? So I see the world and I have a sense that, I am here and the world is out there, correct? So I see the world constantly with so many things. And, that is what I call the world. How do I know the world is there? Because I see the world, right? I see the world, I hear the world, I smell the world. So through my 5 senses, I know that there is something called as a world. And that is outside of me. That is my thinking, correct? That is outside of me. Then I start, as I start evolving, I start thinking, oh, correct, yesterday I had a lot of hunger and I needed some food. Amma made food. Amma gave me food. She made chapati, dosa. So I ate food. Nice. Then Amma also says, go and put a plant. Here, take this seed. Go and put it in the mud. Put water. I ask Amma, why I am doing this? No, you do this. I do it for a few days. Then slowly one day, I start seeing one plant germinating. I become very excited. I say, oh, wow. I put something called as a seed and I put some water. And now see what is coming? A plant is coming. Very nice. So who put the seed? I put the seed. What is coming? Because I put the water, the plant is coming. So I am doing something. So because of that, something is happening. Like that, who made dosa? My Amma made dosa. Who made this plant? I made this plant. How? By putting the seed and the water. Oh, like that, now I see this world. I plant animals, birds, river, stars, galaxies. How did all of this come? At least I did not see my Amma making all of this. My Amma is such a chotu person. She can, everybody tells me that, my Amma made me. I came from my Amma's stomach. So my Amma made me. My Amma couldn't have given birth to this big planet. She's so chotu. She's part of this entire world. So she cannot have made this. Who must have made this? So there must be somebody else, right? Now that somebody else, depending upon your own cultural conditioning, depending upon your own upbringing, you call it as God, you call it as Ishvara, you give it various names. In the case of our Vedanta, we call it as Ishvara. What is the nature of Ishvara? Must be everywhere, must be very potent, because somebody to create this entire thing must be very potent, no? And must know how to create all this. So there is me, who is this body and mind, there is this world, and there is Ishvara. And who created the world? Ishvara must have created the world, because at least I have not created, I know for sure. My Amma also couldn't have given birth to this world, for sure. So who must have? Ishvara must have. And who am I? I am somebody who is separate. And where is Ishvara? I don't know, but Ishvara is there. This is the mental model that anyone who begins their spiritual journey has. This is the mental model even Arjuna had. Now, Sri Krishna, right at the beginning, realized that his source of confusion, his source of worry, his source of tension is fundamentally because of this separation. See, whenever there is some separation, there is bound to be some kind of a relationship between the things that are separate. If the relationship is harmonious, it's okay. If the relationship is not harmonious, it is of a concern, is it not? As an example, if I have fire and if I have dry wood and if I bring them too close, then the dry wood catches fire. So if I am interested in protecting the dry wood, I have to ensure that the fire and the dry wood are separated. So there is a sense of fear. Oh, what if the dry wood catches fire? So I have to protect it, is it not? Likewise, when I feel I am separate from the world and the God, there is a sense of competition and fear. What if I want that dosa? My brother also is crying for that dosa. Now, I see that, my Amma has, Hittu for only one dosa. Now, If he gets, I will not get. So the sense of competition, what if I don't get? The sense of losing and the fear. Why? Because I and my brother and the dosa and this entire thing is separate, no? So whenever there is a separation, there is bound to be, depending upon the relationship, there is bound to be some sense of competition or fear or worry. If the thing that I'm separate from is lesser than me, I feel superior. If the thing that I'm separate from is greater than me, I feel a sense of inferiority. Oh, they know much more than me. Or, look at him, he's so powerful. What if, for example, if let's say our small child comes and makes galata, we threaten the child. If you keep doing this, I'm going to give you one. Keep quiet. Why? Because I feel physically superior, no, to that little child. So I can threaten him. But now let's say I'm going in the bus and there's one big looking fellow. He puts his foot on my foot. I feel, ayyappa. But then I look at him. I cannot yell at him like how I yell at my child. I, little bit soft voice. Sir, you're here. Look at, my feet. Can you please move? Why? If I scream at that fellow like how I scream at my child, if he gives me one, where will I be? So, depending upon what I think is my relationship to the other person, I act in the world, either nicely or, in a very menacing way, right? Why all this is happening? Because there is a separation. Where is this separation? I feel that separation. I am a separate being. I am a separate entity. From what? From the rest. This is the starting point for any one of us. Starting point for Arjuna. Now, this fundamental mental model that all the GV, the technical term GV means somebody who thinks I am a body and mind. So this mental model is what Sri Krishna has to, first of all, help eliminate. Is this a correct mental model? Is this the right understanding? That is the whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is not a believe me kind of a teaching. Sri Krishna is not telling, I'm telling you I'm God, you believe me. No. He is systematically, step by step, helping Arjuna see the reality. Step by step. So what is that he has done so far? So far, he has brought clarity to Arjuna in the previous shlokas. Through the previous shlokas, he has brought clarity to Arjuna that Arjuna, you think you are a body, no? But the body is changing, no? Then you are aware of the change, no? Can you be the body, Arjuna? He's simply putting that question so that Arjuna can ponder, right? And it's a question that you and I also can ponder. Similarly, he raised the question, look, even your mind is changing. The concepts you have in the mind are continuously changing. Can you be the mind? Can you be this bundle of thoughts? Because that is changing continuously. So he has raised a fundamental question, who you are, Arjuna. Because Arjuna so far has a very firm belief, I am this body. But which body? The 6-month-old baby body? Or the 6-year-old boy body, child body? Or the 16-year-old teenage body? Or at the time of that war, apparently Arjuna was about 60 years. Or that 60-year-old Arjuna body? Which body are you, Arjuna? Same question is applicable to you and me. So like that, systematically, Sri Krishna is bringing clarity. So about who you are. Now, you have to understand, Arjuna, or like that Arjuna, you and I have to understand what is this world made up of? We all go to science class, right? In the science class, we all learn. What is that we learn? We learn that things are made up of molecules. And what are molecules? Molecules are made up of various kinds of atoms. And we give different kinds of names. Hydrogen atom, oxygen atom, carbon atom. All that is what we learn. But has any one of you, or for that matter, leave you, has any of the scientists seen these atoms? Has anyone ever seen this atom? So what is that then makes you believe that there is an atom? Because you see a certain quality, right? What they are calling as a particular substance, when you mix certain things, you see a certain quality, is it not? As a very simple example, you take some water, you take some salt, you mix. When you see the water, you don't see salt and sugar, water and salt. But now you taste, it is little salty, right? So from that, what can you deduce? Oh, there must be something which is giving this.
Is breaking.
Padmaji, am I not audible?
No, in between, I was not able to hear. Was it the same for everyone?
Yes, yes. Yes,
Oh,
Padmaji.
okay. Then let me turn off my video. Maybe there is a because of that. Let me continue to talk now. Is it audible now? Is it better?
Yeah, better, Vijay.
Okay, all right. So coming back. So when you taste that water, you feel little salty. Through that, what do you conclude? Oh, there must be something that is making this water taste this way. Because before I have tasted water, and now whatever I've added is bringing this quality of taste, right? So that's how you say there must be something added to water, because you've tasted water separately and now you've added something and you say, oh, it is this material gives the property of saltiness to water. Similarly, you add some sugar, then you get sugary taste. Like that, then you deduce, oh, this when I add, it becomes sugary. That sweetness, right? So that is how you start understanding, is it not? And that is how the scientists also have deduced. What is this material? What is this element that is bringing this quality? And when they combine together, what is the constituent property? What is the constituent quality? Like that, here, Shri Krishna is helping you and me understand when we look at the things in the world, when you look at anything in the world, anything has a certain quality. You know, its form may be whatever, but there is a certain quality that you can sense through one of your five senses. Let us take a simple example. So, if let's say vegetables, let's take one vegetable. I'll call it as, say for example, chili. So chili, let's say you have a little bit of a small scratch, you know, let's say yesterday when you are shaving or maybe when you are cutting vegetables, you had a little cut, okay? Now take that chili, especially take a very chotu chili, okay, small chili, and rub that chili, you know, nicely rub that chili on your little scratch. How will you feel? How will you feel? Very nice, no? Very wonderful, no? So there is certain quality from the chili that you can feel like that. What is that quality? What is the quality of that chili when you rub like that or when you use like that? It has a certain irritability, is it not? Even leave open wound. If you just take chili and keep rubbing on your skin, you will know it. It causes irritation on the skin, is it not? Now, that quality is what is being referred as the Rajasic quality. Quality that brings about certain action. For example, if somebody is just, let's say, sitting, and let's say you go and take a little chili and mix it in water, throw it to their face, and let's say if it goes into their eyes, how will they act? Jump up and down, no? So this particular material has brought about a certain behavior, a certain movement. That person was sleeping peacefully or maybe sitting peacefully. Now, the moment you added this, their behavior is changing. So what can you deduce from this simple experiment? That chili has certain thing that makes, when it is mixed with something else, it makes some movement, right? Certain irritability. That quality is being referred as Rajasic quality. Now, let us take another example. I'm sure all of us love to go to marriages, right? And we love marriages, especially, don't know whether we want to wish them, but we all usually talk about the marriage food, no? How was the food? How was the food? Oh, you don't ask me. They had made 12 course. And then there is a competition, between the relatives. 12 course, huh? You wait. Next marriage, we will make 16 course. And you go and eat that 16 course meal. And that 12 course meal. Okay. And then you come back. And then your child comes running to you. Appa, Amma, I have some math homework to complete. Can you help me? You are like, God, I have to, after 2 hours. Why? That food makes you go and take a nap, right? Whatever it is, whatever that you ate makes you go and take a nap. You know how to take a nap, right? Especially some 3 days old food that you kept in the so-called refrigerator. In Kannada, we call it Tangalpette. Okay, Tangalpettige. You open the Tangalpettige, you see some nice little masru anna, 3 days old. You eat that with some pickles. And then how do you feel? Abba, now I just need a bed, right? So what is that it is doing? It is making you feel lazy. Inertia. You don't want to move at all. So certain things exhibit this laziness, this inertia. That is called as the tamasic quality. Why tamasic? Because what do you want to do with all that masru anna 3 days old that you eat, or that madve uta that you eat? You want to go and sleep. When you are sleeping, full darkness. See, in life, if you want to learn anything, you have to be awake and aware, no? If you're not paying attention, for example, today all of us are speaking something. If, let's say, for whatever reason, I'm not paying attention, then can I learn anything? No. I have to pay attention, no. I have to be involved, no. And how can I be involved if I've eaten lots of food and if I'm feeling sleepy? So tamasic means laziness, inertia. And you can see now, it is apparent in every kinds of things, especially with food. Already Santoshji asked that question. Chili has a Rajasic quality. Even, many kinds of food. Your onion. What is the nature of onion? Even when you're cutting it, it makes you tear up, right? It makes you tear up, which means it is creating a movement. Again, it is not about right or wrong, good or bad. It is about, first of all, recognizing how that quality is coming in that thing, right? Then similarly, if you look at a food like, let's say, cucumber, you can feel cucumber is very sattvic, very peaceful, right? Even when you just keep it on your, especially ladies love it, no? And what do you use cucumber for? In many beauty parlors, we will give you beauty treatment. You keep cucumber on your eyes will glisten like a 16-year-old. And we all love it, no? We all want to look young and nice and beautiful. So we use it. And you also put cucumber pack, no? To the face. So all of that we do, no? So you don't feel irritated when you use cucumber. Cucumber, carrot, all these sprouts. How do you feel when you eat them? Do you feel like jumping up and down? No. Do you feel very lazy? No. You feel energetic. So there's a certain quality in that food, and that is sattvic quality. Like this, whether you take vegetables, whether you take fruits, whether you take things, whether you look at other people, even in people, you can recognize these qualities. We all say, no, some people, what did they do? Auna, Aya Ram, Khaya Ram, Soya Ram, Gaya Ram. All that they did was, they came, they ate, they slept, and they went. So that is a tamasic. And that is why you see the example of Kumbhakarna. What is the greatest thing that he used to do? Eat. How much? So that he can sleep for the next 6 months. So Kumbhakarnatva, you can notice that in some people, is it not? Very fit and fine. But just they will put a band-aid to one left hand and go to all these signals. Avatai. Why? So lazy to work. Who wants to work? So easy. All I need is some food. If I show some sorry face, somebody will give me some food. Tamasic. You ask them, come, let's learn something. Come, I will give you some work. And after you work, I will give you some food. Who wants to work, sir? I get easy food. Especially nowadays, our government is also very, very happy promoting tamasic quality. Free, especially, travel free, rakhi free, money free. Don't worry, who wants to work? You do everything free. And then we will have a Ram Rajya. What Ram Rajya? Kumbhakarna Rajya. Anyway, that's beyond the topic. So, like that, you can notice even in people such qualities. So, Ravanatva means what? Rajasic quality means what? There's a lot of activity. See, Ravana was a very active person, right? So, he went to Kailasa to get the Atmalinga. And even to get Sita, he schemed so much. He himself went there. He made sure that, he could have sent one of his Sainika, to bring her, but he didn't probably trust. He only had to go to bring Sita. But anyway, this fellow was very active. You can see, notice, he was not at all a lazy fellow. But his actions were all very, very self-centered. Me and me alone. Call me the greatest king. How can Rama, why did he go and get Sita? Because they cut the nose of Shurpanaka. Was he sad for Shurpanaka? No. Because he felt insulted. How can they insult my sister? So everything to do with Ravana is me and mine. So very Rajasic. Activity is there, but
again your voice is
getting cut, is it? Oh, all right. Really? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are
Yes,
perfect.
sir. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let me bring up the screen again. Okay. So like this, when you notice whether it is vegetables, whether it is fruits, whether it is animals, whether it is people, in everything, am I audible?
Yes, Vijay.
Okay. In
No,
every
we just turned off our videos to see
okay.
the improves. Yeah.
Suddenly, I did not see any one of your videos. I was
Yeah.
all right. So in everything, you will notice these three qualities. Fundamentally, right? There is a quality of inertia, laziness. There's a quality of movement or irritation, kind of a, very active. Then there is a peaceful in sattva, which is what is called a sattva quality. Sattva is a very peaceful, but there is action also. Sattva doesn't mean lack of action, but very peaceful action. So when you notice whether vegetables, fruits, or people, you can notice these three qualities. So that is an example of these three people. Kumbhakarna for tamasic, Ravana for rajasic, Vibhishana for sattvic. But here, Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, telling you and me, go beyond the three. What does it mean, go beyond the three? It simply means, like how initially we looked at the example of water. To the water, when I added salt, it became salty water. When I added sugar, it became sweet water. For a moment, if you reflect on the question, has the water really become salty? Has the water become sweet? If you examine carefully, at the first appearance, it may look like, look, now when I taste, the water is salty, the water is sweet. But look at it a little more carefully. Has the water truly become salty? No, right? For example, if you take the same water, which has been added with salt, and if you just boil it, and if you collect the water vapor, that water vapor, and when you make it as liquid, and when you taste, it is no more salty. So which means the salt and the water actually are separate. But when they are together, it is giving you a feeling as if water itself has become salty. But the water truly has never become salty. It is whatever the water, the pure water. Like that, when you notice the world, you notice various qualities in others, as well as in what you call as my mind. In your mind also, you notice the same three qualities. Some people say, no, I feel very lazy. I don't like to wake up. I like to sleep a lot. Some people have that tamasic. So, some of us say, if I sit silent for 10 minutes, I feel so lost. I have to keep doing something. So like that, when each one of us notice our own mind, we see a certain pattern, and we can see these three qualities. But the fundamental question, when you see something, can you be whatever you are seeing? In order to see something, you must be something other than what you are seeing, is it not? Which is the fundamental clarity that Sri Krishna has already brought in the previous shlokas. What you are seeing is not you are. If I am, for example, if I am saying I am wearing a blue color dress, I and the blue color dress must be separate. No, I must be seeing that blue color. Then only I can say, I am wearing blue color. Like that, if I am able to notice all these qualities in the so-called my mind, it must be something that I am noticing. So the one who is noticing must be something other than whatever that it is noticing. Is it not? So who is the one who is seeing the play of all these three qualities? Because whatever you call as various occurrences in the world, it's happening because of the mixture of these three qualities. Water by itself is tasteless. Pure water has no taste. However, when you mix to that pure water some salt, it becomes salty water or sweet water. Like that, by mixture of these three qualities, you create various concoctions in life. Food also, no. For example, we all know, especially the ones who cook, if let's say the right proportion of sugar or salt or sour, if these tastes are not there, that dish is not at all tasty, no. Nobody likes to eat, especially children say, oh, it's so not at all tasty, I don't want to eat. Can we eat outside? So how do we then make it tasty? We add some of these, right? So like that, in life, you create something, meaning what? You create a certain quality by mixing these three. Certain constituent qualities appearing. When they are in the right proportion, whatever that comes out will be, very nice. You know, that chitrana they had done was so nice. Or that masala dosa, right salt, right taste. Wow, very good. Let's all go there. Vidyarthi Bhavan, let's every week go there and eat. Why? Something is done proportionately. So, by rising above, what Shri Krishna is telling is, you are already the one who is noticing the changes that is happening because of mixing of these three. You are like that pure water, Arjuna. But because you are getting mixed up with the constitution of your mind, the content of your mind, it is a content of your mind where you see these three qualities. Fundamentally, when you say lazy, active, peaceful, where is that you're seeing? In your mind. Who's seeing? You. So, learn to separate the seer from the seen. By mixing up with the seen, the seer is getting confused, thinking that, oh, I have these three qualities. You do not have these three qualities. The nature of the thought that is coming to you shows one of these three qualities or a mixture of these three qualities. So again, Shri Krishna is helping you and me to become aware of how this entire world and you is working together. So let me stop here. Are there any questions or are there any comments to make?
Sir, one general question.
Yes.
Is taking a nap not good?
No, that is not what is being said. It is not at all that something is good, something is bad. It is not about making a judgment. See, for example, what is the nature of chili? Nature of chili is the nature of chili. Okay. Now, it is that you have to know how to use chili, is it not?
Yeah.
See, if you make a churumuri And if you don't at all add a little bit of that chili's flavor, churumuri would not be churumuri, no?
Yes, sir.
Is because there's a little of chili, there is a little of salt, there's a little of that carrot, that puri, all of that together. Nice. So,
Yes, sir.
so therefore, what is right, what is necessary has to be done. It is not at all that, today, we shared that message of Modi, he wants to be away from sleep.
Yeah.
It's quite possible. Okay, so be it as it may be, but when you're living a life, you can see how much of what proportion is necessary.
Yes, sir.
Does that bring clarity?
Yes, sir.
Also, this reminds me, Deepaji, there is one verse in Gita where Krishna says, the one should not oversleep, or one should not sleep. One should avoid not sleeping at all, and one should not overeat at the same time, like not eat at all. One should not overwork at the same time, not working at all. Remember? So there, he talks about that balance.
Yeah.
Be able to move ahead in the right direction.
Okay.
For example, even in a team that you set up for doing some work, you have to have all these three qualities. Somebody should be patiently, calmly thinking, planning, looking ahead. And there should be people who are very actively doing, right? As an example, you all would have seen that Kerala water race boat, okay? That boat race in the water, right? So if you noticed, usually there'll be some, on both the sides, maybe some 12 to 15 people will be sitting, and all have to row together, right? And there is somebody who is beating the drum, and there is somebody who is navigating. So each role is important. It's only when you mix all these together, the sattvic, the rajasic, the tamasic. So for example, especially there's a saying, something called as some of the greatest inventions are because people felt lazy. So many of the inventions have come about because they felt lazy to do something, but somehow they've been able to convert that into an action and think about it and scheme about it and come up with a product idea. So it is not to say that one of the quality is a bad quality. You need to know how to mix and match.
Yes, sir.
Especially those who paint, you create various colors and shades by mixing the three fundamental colors, the red, the green, and the blue, right? In various proportions you mix and you start getting new colors. It is not that red is bad, blue is good. No, it is not that. Ishaji, is this discussion bringing clarity?
Yes, sir.
Is there something that you would like to share or ask?
No, sir, I'll hear it all again once more.
Sure.
Maybe class I can come about.
All right. So Sarananji, if there are no other questions or points, shall we conclude this?
Yeah, sure.
So I'll stop the recording, Sarananji, of the show.